Martini Olakunle Akande is a professional film and video editor, colorist, and post-production producer. Martini brings a unique perspective to every project, and with over 8 years of experience in editing and post-production management, he continues to make a mark in the film industry. He is an editor of 11 feature films, including Gangs of Lagos, Brotherhood and Glamour Girls. He was nominated in the Best Picture Editor category for Brotherhood at the 9th Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards.
Let me talk about Brotherhood, because that was, at that time, it still is, it was the biggest action film ever from Nollywood.
In this exclusive interview, Martini Akande talks about his creative journey, experiences, and challenges.
Ìgbà tí ẹ ti rí mi ń bí òun, wọ́n ti sọ fún mi pé movement àwọn ará àdúgbò lè mi sọ. Àbí? Ìwà ń béèrè òfò.
I started out as an actor. I wanted to be an actor for a long time. I thought I was going to be an actor. Well, I still act on the side when I can. I used to go for auditions, here and there. They will tell you, "Oh, we'll get back to you," and sometimes they never got back to me. And then I had this group of friends. One wanted to be a director. He's now, a big-time director. One wanted to be a writer. He's also now, one of the top writers in Nollywood. And then I wanted to be an actor and a producer. So we came together and we started making, short films together. Before then, I was already into event coverage, weddings, parties, birthdays, and all that stuff. So I used to cover events, weddings especially. And my favorite thing to do on these weddings was edit the trailers of the weddings. So it happened that I would edit the trailer of the wedding for the couple, and they would like the trailer so much that they will even forget that there's a full video of the wedding.
Baby, why you got no time for me? I need more time with you. Just make this right.
I will kill you.
A lot of people ask me, "Oh, where did you study your editing? Where did you go to film school?" I said, "No, I didn't go to any film school. My film school is University of YouTube." That's where I learned how to edit films, YouTube, books, and I had a few people who I sat with, and they kind of showed me. I would edit stuff, send it to them, and they showed me how to do it. How to tell the story better.
I chose to be a better man.
How much of you say they inside bullion van? Bullion van, they carry 20 to 100 million. We go run them like military mission.
My experience working on blockbusters like Gangs of Lagos, Brotherhood, and Adire, Glamour Girls, Naked Pretty Serpent, and the other ones that are still coming out. Let me talk about Brotherhood, because that was, at that time, it still is, it was the biggest action film ever from Nollywood. So there was a lot of, let me call it pressure to make sure that it comes out well, especially due to the fact that the production team, from the writing to the cinematography, to the directing, to the production design, everybody already brought their A game. I was looking at quality footage. I was looking at a well thought out story. So it fell on me that I need to elevate this. How do you elevate something that is already well done? So there was a lot of pressure on me, and I think from audience reaction, I guess I was able to deliver a very good film.
No one die.
Hey, reverse now!
I like you. You did visualize this my plan.
I need to visualize your plan.
It was the first action film. It took about a month, to get through a first cut, and then we had different drafts after that. I think one of the most complicated scenes, and I don't think anybody will be surprised, one of the most complicated scenes in the film was the bridge scene. It took about 7 days, to actually put it together. I think that sequence is about 13 minutes. It took about 7 days to put it together because it was a lot of shooting, putting a lot of reaction shots. There are frames, there are shots in that sequence that is just one frame, like just one frame. And imagine, having like 40 shots that are just one frame on the timeline. Any editor, any editor listening to this will understand where I'm coming from. So it was a lot of try and error, because I have done action film before, but only as short film. So that was my first feature length action film, and I had to employ a lot of tactics, a lot of manipulating the image, just to bring out the performance of the actors. Because as an editor, your most important job is to make your actor look good. If your actor looks good, the film looks good. Like if you make your actors look good, the audience, because the audience is watching the story through the actor. So if you make the actor, come off cool, especially in the case of an action film, then the audience is going to have a good time watching the film. So that was the biggest task, making the actors look better than they acted. You get what I mean? Because how do you convince? Because they are not trained in real life. Of course, they did a little bit of training before the film, but they are not professional armed robbers or professional policemen. So you have to, as an editor, employ manipulations that make them look good. So, for instance, somebody wants to jump on a car, you do a little bit of speed ramp to make it faster, so that it looks like they are actually that good in real life. Someone is shooting, you want to speed the clip up or slow it down in certain places, just to make it look over the top, because it's an action film. Realizing where to slow down. For instance, where Basket Mouth's character, I can't remember right now. It's been 2 years. Where Basket Mouth's character got shot, everything before then has been fast-paced. But because this is a moment where we realize the audience already likes this character, or they empathize with the character, we need to slow things down and let the audience take in what just happened to this character. So it takes being a good editor and a good storyteller to realize that, okay, this is the moment where you calm things down and let the audience take in what just happened right here. This guy just got betrayed, he just got shot. So it was one of those films where even I as an editor, I had so much to learn, because it was a lot of trying things and see what works and what doesn't work.
Woos. Some big boy stuff.
Whoopee.
We go collect woto.
Woos. Whoopee.
Stand down now, we have you surrounded.
How challenging is it to be a film editor? Well, I like to say editors are like politicians, right? Like, in the sense that you are dealing with feedback from, which is, I think, why I'm going this route is because it's probably one of the most challenging things, and I see that a lot of editors are not able to handle it well, is that you have to be, you are like a politician, that's on one side. On the other side, you're like Joseph in the Bible, who was interpreting dreams. So let me talk about the politician side of things, because you are taking feedback from producers, from executive producers, from directors, because on different projects, the person who has the final say is different. On some projects, it is the producer who has the final say. On some projects, it is the director. So you in the middle as an editor is for you to marry the opinions of, especially in cases where the opinions are different. It's for you to marry their opinions and find like a middle ground. I don't like to call it compromise, but I like to call it something that works for everyone. Such that this person doesn't feel like you're not taking their notes seriously, or that person feels like you're prioritizing another person's notes over their own notes. So it's about being able to understand where everybody is coming from and suggest, because at the end of the day, they trust you as an editor, and suggest like a middle ground, that works for the audience, because the audience is the ultimate, what the audience how the audience perceive the film. We are making the film for the audience. So how the audience will perceive it is the most important thing, regardless of what the director thinks he's trying to communicate or she's trying to communicate, or what the producer, how much the producer has spent on a particular scene and why it must be in the film. What is ultimate is what is the audience going to feel about this. And so you as the editor, it is your role to let everybody understand that, okay, this film is for the audience, and if this shot is not necessary, let's take it out. If we need to bring back this scene, let's bring it back in. So it's about being able to be diplomatic, but I like to call it being a politician. On the other side of being like Joseph in the Bible, the interpreter of dreams, the film is the director's vision, and you as an editor, you are there to interpret the director's vision. So you are interpreting this dream or vision to an audience. That's your role. So functioning in this capacity can be a bit challenging, especially in cases where the vision is not clear from the director. So the best thing a director can give you as an editor is a clear vision of the project. If a director knows, if they have a clear vision of their project, of their film, they know what they want for their film, it helps you as an editor to make that vision or that story, it helps you to make it better. But if the director is not clear on what they want the film to be, then you are not the owner of the vision. So if they are not clear about their vision, it already puts you at a disadvantage. So what you can do, and in some cases, and this ties back into my first point about being a politician. In some cases, the director knows what their vision is, but they don't know how to explain it to you as an editor. So what you as an editor do is you guide them. So I always say directors know what they don't want. Even if they don't know what they want, they know what they don't want. So it's you doing what I would call elimination tactics, and throwing things to them and trying to find out what they don't want. By knowing what they don't want, you kind of start understanding what they want. You get what I mean? So it's about being patient, being that interpreter of dreams, trying to so depending on who the director you are working for with. It's great if they can articulate their vision, but sometimes if they cannot, you help them to articulate it so that they can give you enough information to work with to tell the story that they're trying to tell. I started this professionally about 9 years ago, and I have seen a lot of things change in that period. I think things are improving a lot. Most of the projects I have done in the last 2 years are projects where the producers and the directors come to me before the project starts. Before, it didn't used to be like that, Somebody would just dump hard drives on you and tell you to give them a film. But these days we are upping our standards. So I think generally there's so much room for growth. There's so much that we should be doing, but that we are not doing yet. But I will say so much has changed, and we are not where we used to be. Our stories can still be better, our images can still be better, our processes can still be better, but we are definitely not where we used to be. So I guess we should be excited and just realize that there's still the future can still be will still be better than this.